Today is July 21st, 2024. This is Tom Murphy coming to you from Maple Ridge, home of the Super Turbo 701. For anybody that's new to my channel, maybe watching this video for the first time, what I've got here is a CH701. It's a Zenith. It's a kit that came from Mexico, Missouri. It's a Chris Hines design. I bought this out to Mexico. It's been about a 2-year process to get to the point where I'm at now. I did not go with the conventional Rotac engine. I, for one, wanted to spend half the money due to budget constraints. I looked at a lot of engines over time, talked with a lot of people about what engines they had, and in case you don't know, this is a auto conversion Viking aircraft engine. The engine is very new. I think it may be in some aircrafts now. I know Jan and Alyssa from Viking Aircraft Engines in Florida, they do have this engine in one of their Zenith aircrafts. They have it on a low wing and they love it. What it is a GM 1.2 liter direct fuel injected 140 horse turbocharged engine. The engine is about 215 pounds wet. And I know before everybody jumps on and says, oh, the CH701 is only allowed an engine of 100 horsepower up to 200 pounds. I know that. I have plans in place to counteract the weights and balance, so I'm good with that. The prop is fixed on the front with just one bolt, and the reason I did that was to check tip clearance to the ground. As you can see, the front of the aircraft is raised up on some boards. I have 4 inches of lumber underneath that front wheel to the ground. That 4 inches levels out the top of the engine and the fuselage. So everything is level with the floor in the garage. Viking Aircraft Engines makes a riser that will go between the front strut, right here. It'll go between the strut and the fork. It'll be mounted in between here to raise this up. Their riser is 2 inches. 2 inches, not really enough. Jan from Viking noticed in one of the pictures that I sent to him, I did not have the Viking steel bungee tightened up all the way. So I have an inch here to play with. I have to get this to set down in that cradle. The way I'm going to do that is I have to get some spacers or some more washers and raise this nut up, draw this down, which will raise the front of the fuselage of the aircraft up into that cradle. What that will do, it will eliminate the inch board, the top one. So now I need 3 inches for roughly almost 10 inches of clearance. Again, like I said, Vikings is 2 inches. Jan told me that 7 inches is acceptable for ground clearance. I'm really going to check into it and see if there's a way to make it so that I can get it, more into the 8-9 inch height for tip to ground clearance. We'll see what we do. We'll go from here. It's early on. I just mounted this engine. The engine mount has been powder coated. It's fixed. It came out really nice. I had to make some brackets. I had to order the steel, the proper steel. You can see the bracket there, and there's another bracket here. I had to order some AN bolts from Aircraft Spruce to do the bolts because I didn't have bolts for that. I did have the bolts for the mid-range or the mid-mounts, and they are fixed, and I have the bolts mounted on the front of the cabin wall or the cabin tubing and through the front of the motor mount that came from Viking. So everything worked out really good here. I had to actually change something. This came welded or not welded, excuse me. This came pre-drilled. And what I found is this hole I drilled, it worked out fine. I step drilled it, got it up to the proper size, got a bolt in. I started drilling this side and noticed that it was too close to the tubing on the back side where the bolt went in. I ceased what I was doing. I welded shut the hole that I started. I ground it all down and moved this bolt over 4 millimeters and down 2 millimeters, and it worked out perfect. I have the nylock nuts on the back. It bolted in just fine, and it worked out. So one of the other things I had when I got the motor mount, engine, everything ready to go, when I went to put the engine on, this pulley was touching right here. It was too far over. I sent Jan a picture of it at Viking Aircraft, and 2.5, 3 days later, I had a new bracket with a bolt here and a bolt here. I used the same pulley and everything that went into this. He sent me a new belt that was a 1/2 inch shorter. I fixed that in place, and it's got plenty of clearance now. It's perfect. So no problem there. I will package up the old belt and bracket and bolts and send it back to Viking. So far, it seems to be coming out okay. I got a little ways to go. This skin is not going to stay the same here. This skin is actually going to stay on here, but from here out to the front, it's going to get squared off. Jan is sending me a new skin that will come out from this point in the back. It's going to bring that out, so it's going to be a more squared off look rather than the Coke bottle style. So it's going to require different cowling and a little bit of work to put an outer skin on that so that the cowling will fix to it. It seems to be coming along pretty good though. Again, I'm new to this. I've never built an airplane. I've completely done this whole aircraft by a set of plans from Zenith. I did get the home build help videos, the DVDs, which helped significantly because it can put eyes on everything that you're doing. So the videos along with the plans are always right there on my bench. I keep going with it. Now that I have the fuselage leveled, what I'm going to do is today I'm going to work on fixing the horizontal stabilizer to the tail part of the fuselage. I've got it. I did my center line, or my level line, per the plans. It's been done. I had to put a string line from here all the way to the back here, and you can see that I drew out my level here. What this does is, this is for the plans, it's level from the top. It's 135 millimeters down to this line, and this gets fixed here. I've got a little bit of trimming to do. I got to trim this out right here so that the elevator is able to follow this line on the bracket in the back. So I've got to take these off. That's why they're just clecoed. I got to trim that down so that the elevator will clear that. Then after that is done and I've got the holes spotted for the stabilizer, I have to take all this apart and I have to do all the riveting. It's all just clecoed together at this point in time. So I've got a little work cut ahead of me today, and yeah, nothing better to do today. I'll just keep working on it. So there's another shot of the old girl. If you like my videos and you want to keep following along, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I'm trying to see how many followers I can get on this, and follow me along with the venture. So until next time, thanks for watching. It's Maple Ridge, home of the Super Turbo 701.